Yeah, I'm here.
How you doing, man?
Hello. I'm doing great.
Awesome. Thank you for calling in. Thank you for your support. Marco is an extremely active member of San Diego County Gun Owners, and but it was about a year ago you went through the CCW process?
Towards the end of the year, it'll be a year, yeah. About half a year now.
About 6-8 months, something like that. And it was a little bumpy, right? I mean, when you were going through.
Yes, it was. They said I was too young, to be honest.
Yeah, so they actually said, you're too young. How old are you, Mark?
How old are you?
I'm 22 years old.
Yeah, but you can go to war, but you can't have a CCW.
Right. So I escalated that, and you got the rest of the process was not bumpy, and they aren't doing that. But you did get some odd information, but we got you through the process, and you got your CCW, right?
Yeah, that is correct.
And so you came up to me on Thursday and said, you told me a story. So tell me what you...
tell us a story.
Tell us the story. That's what I'm trying to say.
All right, cool. So basically, this was about a few weeks ago. I was minding my own business, trying to start a business. I was selling waters and sodas on 8th Street in Chula Vista. And this homeless guy comes up to me, and he's like, I'm going to get a bunch of my friends, and we're going to come, and we're going to kill you. And I thought nothing of it, I was like, all right, he's probably drugged out of his mind.
Wow.
He's up to no good, whatever. And he just kept walking away. Probably like 10, 15 minutes later, one of his buddies comes. I'm assuming it was one of his buddies, but he walks towards me, and he keeps walking towards me, like kind of like mean-mugging me as he's walking towards me. He reaches his hand in his pocket, gets closer and closer, then pulls something out. And by this time, I'm kind of reaching for my firearm. I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Uh-huh.
And then he had something behind him. He, like, whatever he was trying to stab me with, he had it behind him. He lunged at me, and when he did so, I stepped back, drew my firearm, and, then I got arrested after that.
Yeah, but I bet he pooped his pants first. What do you want to bet?
Oh, man, no. So his facial expression, like, turned white. Like, he just paled like a ghost, started walking backwards. He still had whatever it was in his hand. I still don't know what it was. I didn't even see it. And he just started walking backwards, kept walking away. And then after that whole ordeal, he kind of just disappeared. And luckily, there was a off-duty law enforcement officer who saw the whole thing, explained it to the cops when the cops showed up, and they just let me go.
Who called the cops?
The off-duty law enforcement officer.
So he just happened to be hanging out, and he saw the whole thing.
Wow.
Right.
Yep, he saw the whole thing, and then he's like, hey, go over there, stay away from the firearm. And I was like, all right, yep, whatever you say, I'll do.
Whatever you say, yeah.
So Chula Vista PD showed up, and what exactly did they do? What did they say, and what did they do?
So they just showed up. First thing they did was put me in handcuffs and throw me in the back of the car. And then they got the guy's story and the off-duty law enforcement officer. And then they came over to me, and I broke the number one rule, which is don't talk to the cops.
Yeah.
I was so nervous, And I was just like, okay, this is what happened. This guy came at me. He lunged at me, and I drew my firearm. And they're like, oh, dang, really? And then they kind of just had me explain it. And then they're like, okay, well, it seems pretty self-defense, and the off-duty officer's story matches yours. So we're just going to wait for the supervisor. He's going to come out here. He's going to let you go.
So
this whole time I'm still in handcuffs.
The off-duty cop, he saw the whole thing, and his story corroborated everything that you said happened. Was the other guy still there? The guy that lunged at you with whatever he was still there? They found him?
Nope, he was gone. I don't know what happened to him. He just, the second I drew my firearm, he made like a ghost and disappeared.
Yeah, I would too.
So he just like, oh, yeah, bye. But it was funny because when he was walking towards me, I could kind of hear him mumbling, and it kind of said, like, oh, you think you're all tough and all that, man. And he comes at me, lunges at me with a knife. And then I'm like, okay, sir, and what are you doing?
Brought a knife to a gunfight's what he did.
What happened?
I said he brought a knife to a gunfight.
Yeah, that's literally exactly what he did right there.
How did that make you feel, Marco?
Man.
What were you feeling inside when this guy lunged at you, or after you realized what happened? How'd that make you feel?
It was pretty scary, man. Really scary. I didn't even know. It's just like I stopped thinking, and it just all came naturally. I drew my firearm and I said, "Get away! Back away!
Right?
Don't get near me." But I'm just glad that I, go through the proper steps, and I train as much as I can, and I just practice drawing and dry firing and everything else. So it's I was prepared for the worst. Wow. And it's just unfortunate that the worst almost happened,
Well, the good thing in it, everybody down in that area, Now they know you are packing, so they're going to stay away from you and leave you alone.
All right. Hopefully, man. I don't know, because some people still,
I know.
Well, one of the things that doesn't get talked about enough when this whole debate with the gun grabbers and the folks that are, pro self-protection is that there have been a number of studies, and including, FBI compiles numbers. John Lott is an economist. He compiles numbers. The Florida State University, they compile numbers. And depending on how you define it, there are tens of thousands and even hundreds of thousands of times per year in America where somebody uses a gun to defend themselves, and very few. Depending on how you define it, it's as many as 2 million. It's as little as about 100,000.
Right.
But most of the time, they don't actually pull the trigger. They did exactly what Marco did, where they pull it. They pull the gun because they're afraid for their life,
right.
And then the threat stops,
and then
they don't have,
and they stop. Well, I don't know if you heard in El Cajon, this thug was breaking into this guy's car, and an off-duty security guard got involved. The owner came out. They got into an altercation. He shot the guy.
Yeah,
and I'm sure he's going to get off.
Yeah, I did. I'm interested to see all the details.
Yeah, I'm interested to see all the details, too. Well, dude, we're so glad you did fine and you made it, and we appreciate all your support with San Diego County gun owners. You're the man.
Yeah, no, Mike, you left up the best part, 10-ring member.
That's right.
10-ring member. That's even better.
He is by far our youngest 10-ring member, and
you give him 2.
Extremely dedicated, man. Marco, I really appreciate you. I'm so glad you're safe. I'm so glad you're able to defend yourself.
And keep telling that story, my man. Keep telling that story.
Yeah.
I do. I just thank Mike, because, to be honest, if it wasn't for him, it wouldn't have been possible to get a CCW in the first place.
Well, there's that, too, and so heaven forbid if something would have happened the other way around. Well, good luck, and thank you very much, and I'll see you at the gun prom, right?
And every weekend you're out there selling tacos, right, on H Street?
Oh, no. So now I started my business. It expanded from waters and sodas to tacos, and I do this back home right out of my backyard.
Okay.
So it's over here, and the cross streets are Ocean View and 30th Street. There's a parking lot, and then you can see my house, and I have a sign that says tacos and everything. If y'all ever want to just come out and get some tacos, I'm right here.
I'm going to be there next week.
Homemade tacos? What kind? Carnitas?
They're carne asada, chicken, and adobada.
Now I'm hungry.
I know. Let's go, man.
Let's do it.
You and I gotta.
we gotta do it. Road trip.
Yeah,
all right, buddy.
Funny story. A little bit off topic from the guns. I started this taco business, just by selling waters and sodas. Kind of like what I was doing when this whole ordeal happened.
Wow.
Good job, Marco.
Good job, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, man. Take care.
No, thanks for having me.
All right, our pleasure. Well, we didn't have room for the gun guy.
Without someone doing something about it, it's not going to get any better.